Good evening, viewers of AfriCanada.tv. This is your host, Clélia Danguay. We're here at the Mekek Gallery in Montreal with award-winning Iranian-Canadian Babak Salari for the launching of his second book, Remembering the People of Afghanistan. Babak is a friend of mine, and I'm really proud and honored to have an interview with him. So, Babak, hi, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
It was a pleasure to have you here, Clélia, as usual.
Thank you for inviting us.
Babak left Iran in 1982. Babak was then able to escape to Pakistan, and this is where the Afghan journey basically starts. Upon his arrival in Pakistan, Babak didn't know anybody, didn't have anyone with him, and he incredibly found two Afghan brothers who offered him shelter, who offered him to be their guests for 45 days. So after spending a year in Pakistan, Babak then came to Canada, where another journey began.
Remembering People of Afghanistan as a book with over, I think, 100 black and white photographs about Afghanistan people in their everyday life after the war. What is the project about, and what is the message that you wanted to tell with this book?
Well, the title of the book, Remembering of the People of Afghanistan, is a reference to the fact that the main issue of Afghanistan, which is the people of Afghanistan, are forgotten. Mostly in mass media, in television, we always hear about war between NATO's NATO allies, in Afghanistan, and Taliban. But what is happening? The main issue of Afghanistan, which is the people of Afghanistan, are forgotten. So basically, remembering the people of Afghanistan is a reference to this, and I wanted to raise question with this that what is forgotten, in the reality of Afghanistan, and that was based on the claims that NATO had, that we want to liberate Afghanistan, we want to reconstruct Afghanistan, and we want to help, women of Afghanistan to be free. So basically, none of this, to a big extent, or what they've promised, are executed in Afghanistan.
You went in Afghanistan, I think, in 2002, and now it's 2009. So I think our viewers have a question. How come it took so long to realize this book?
The book came out late because it is not easy to be an independent photographer and also publish a book which is about, independent photography. So technically, that's the problem, and we face this issue.
We know, well, from the point of view that the media gave us, we see Afghanistan as a country in war. So my question is, was it hard to film there? And did you get any help for you to be able to do the photographs?
I could say it was difficult, and it wasn't difficult because when you get into the situation where you are in a country, in a war-torn country, from outside is more difficult. It is more dangerous. It looks more dangerous.
Yeah, but did you work alone, or did you have any help from organizations, for example?
I never work alone. This photo project, essentially was a mission for Doctor of the Wars, Médecins du Monde Canada. So I did this, to document the medical aid of Médecins du Monde Canada, in Afghanistan. So basically, I went with them, and I had the chance to work with them, and also I got help from the some women organization, in Afghanistan, Revolutionary Afghan Women Association, which is a major, independent group, and also acting as an NGO, to help, refugees, in refugee camps. Mm-hmm. I had their assistance, in Afghanistan. So I could say I work, as independent, but I had also the support of the other organization in Afghanistan. So it was a mixture of everything, and I think because of also being close to the issue of Afghanistan as an Iranian and speaking the language, I could go through this difficulty or whatever in Afghanistan.
Babak left Iran in 1982, and basically after spending 188 days in prison as a political prisoner of the Khomeini regime. And Babak had been a member of a generation that had fought vehemently to get rid of the former regime that was in Iran, the Shah, and had fought vehemently to, in fact, bring Iranian society to democracy, freedom, and a better world. And when he was confronted, he and his friends were confronted with the realization that the regime that had come in was no more friendly than the previous regime when it came to these values that he held so dearly. He started to basically show his opposition and was rewarded with 188 days in.
You're close to Afghanistan because you're Iranian, and we know that you have some similarities in the culture. My question was, you were close to home, and we know that unfortunately you were not able to go back to your country of birth. How did it feel to be close to home, so close, and not being able to go back?
Well, obviously, as you know, it was very difficult because I was so close because physically I was next to the country, and also it was too far because I couldn't get to the country, so far and so close, as we say. And emotionally, at the end, I could not actually resist into this story of crossing the border, or visiting my family. So I accepted the fact that I cannot cross the border, and going back to my country. But I had the chance to visit my family, and I think this was a reconciliation between me and my country. So visiting my father, my mother.
Very happy that we have Babak here for the third time in a row. We had his exhibit about the Afghanistan last year, and we launched his first book as well last year. So we are very happy that we continue with him because he's an amazing artist. I'm just taking in charge of this gallery. The owner, they are in Iran. They opened this center. The whole idea of the center is their idea. They love arts. They, of course, love Iranian arts. So at one point, they decided that perhaps it would be great for the Montreal's public to discover Iranian culture, to present the artists, to have a bookshop, to present the books as well. Not only about Iran, about the Southwest Asia, generally speaking. This is why as well, everything that we do here is around the Southwest Asia. So it's not only for Iranian artists, for Iranian books, whatever.
Okay. So if we have any artists who would like to have an exhibition here or to introduce their art, how can they do it? How can they contact you? What's the process? Could you explain it?
Yeah, of course. They can send us an email, of course, and but there is one restriction. Their art, they can be Canadian, they can be Quebecois, whatever, but their art should be related to Southwest Asia.
So you were talking about an email address. Would it be possible for you to give it to our viewers?
Yeah, it's info@mekik.ca.
Your publisher, I think, is Bulgarian, right? So I'd like to know, how was the book received in Bulgaria and also here in Canada?
Well, basically, we published the book in month of March. I think I was searching in Google and I saw the book is published in many places. But we have our presentation in month of, actually, officially we're going to present the book launched the book in end of May and beginning of June. I think even that is, which is even though it's beginning of the presentation, but in Bulgaria received very well, and media they always call, they want interviews and this and that. And in Canada, it's the first thing that we have done is tonight. So basically, I think I will receive, from community of photographers, people who see, and I think it's just beginning. We have to talk about, this maybe in a few months from now.
Did you get a chance to present it to the Afghan community of Montreal?
Not really yet, no. But this project was an exhibition, so we had a chance to show, as an exhibition.
So one last question. I'd like to know what is your next project? Because I know you always have projects all over, so the places. I was wondering, what is your next project when it comes to photojournalism?
I'm working on a project in Bulgaria, and this project based on the transformation of the old society to new society, and it's about the 20th of the collapse of Bulgarian old system, which is about transformation of two different systems into another one. And
you're going more provocative a bit.
Well, basically, it's actually it's a project. It's not provocative. Basically, this project is about those who are also forgotten, and because of effect of the new system. So it's about those who are forgotten in Bulgaria, and it shows that this is one of the effects. So I'm working on that with a Bulgarian journalist.
Okay. Well, Babak, thank you very much for having us at this launching. I know it was really emotional for you tonight, but I have to say your book is great, wonderful pictures, and we can only wish you the best for the rest of all of your activities. So thank you very much and have a nice evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming, and it was a pleasure to have you here, and thank you to your television. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, Babak.
بس که در آتش هجران کس سوخته‌ای بس که در آتش هجران کس سوخته‌ای اشک جان پرور و آه تو خوشم می آید اشک جان پرور و آه تو خوشم می آید گردش چشم سیاه تو خوشم می آید خوشم می آید گردش چشم سیاه تو خوشم می آید خوشم می آید موج دریای نگاه تو خوشم می